doing most of the work for you. And it's, you know, when you have group projects, there's like 6 people that are all supposed to help out, and one person ends up doing all the work. And what happens to that one person? Is that person happy? Usually not. That person's pissed off. And then the other group members get lazier because they're like, I know this A+ student's going to do all my work. I don't have to help out. And that's kind of a little bit of what's going on with your muscle balance. Is your hamstrings are your go-to, and they're doing all the work for you, but they're getting irritated. So it makes sense to me that this muscle was pretty weak. Also, I know you couldn't see because you were lying on your stomach. When I had you lift your legs straight up, you know, I was feeling on different areas. The pattern that the muscles are supposed to activate are big glute max first. Glute's your powerhouse. It should turn on first, then followed by hamstrings, then your low back muscles. For you, it was like, boom, hamstrings were the first thing to turn on, even not against resistance. So to me, that's telling me like your brain is so dependent on those hamstrings, which is really common in sprinters, really common in even football players to some degree, but more common in sprinters. So for you, if we don't beef up these glute muscles, your hamstrings are going to continue to do all the work, and this is kind of going to be a repetitive thing that hamstrings keep getting injured because they're just getting overloaded. So first thing, stretching. Second thing is isolating specific muscles. I'm by no means calling you weak. I'm just saying you have a couple muscles that we need to beef up a bit, okay? And ultimately, that's going to help out with your speed, agility, all that type of stuff, because right now you're dependent on a muscle that only moves your leg and your hip front and back. If we get the powerhouse muscles that help with lateral movements and help with pelvic stability when you're running, you're going to be quicker, you're going to be more powerful, okay? Sound like a plan? All right, so plan for today is I want to lay the foundation for some good strengthening and stretching exercises. When you come back, we'll get to more of the fun stuff. But now it's kind of like when you build a house, you know, like they pour the concrete first and then they put the walls up. If we try to put the walls up on mud, the house is just going to fall over. So these exercises probably aren't going to be the most exciting, but if you build that good base, then we get to do the hopping, the running, the sprinting, the cutting, all that type of stuff, okay? Sound good? Any questions on that?
No.
I feel like it kind of makes sense with...
Oh, yeah, no, watching his development and just seeing what he's been going through over the years, and we knew he was, you know, weaker, the stretching, and then the injuries that occurred, a lot were based on the fact that one side was weaker than he... and then it all made sense when he went to doctors, and they all kind of said the same
We
thing.
love when it fits a pretty picture.
Yeah.
You make sense, which is good. We just need to strengthen certain muscles that are kind of getting overridden by your hamstrings, okay? Sound good? All right, I got 2 hamstring stretches for you. I'm sure you know a few, but I kind of want to isolate them and get them really stretched out. So can we switch chairs with you,
Yes.
Dad? All right, so for this one, Xavier, I want you, and you can take a seat there.
No.
Be careful, it's on wheels.
Oh,
You take it. All right, here. I want you sitting up nice and tall, because what's pretty common, Xavier, is you kind of get this push-pull thing. The hamstrings attach into the pelvis and then below the knee. So a lot of times when we stretch our hamstrings, we end up rolling back from the pelvis, and it's kind of putting it on slack in one end, so it's not really getting longer. So by sitting with good posture up in a nice chair like this, and then your exercise, you can do this on both sides. Obviously our focus is the right, is you're just gonna straighten the leg until you feel the resistance, come back. Straighten, back. How's that feel? Tight, right? But no pain? That's the key. And I like this because it's kind of taking one end of the hamstring, anchoring it, while then we're stretching it from the other, okay? Good. And I would do probably 10. At the end range, you'll get to that point, maybe pause 1 second, and then come back. How's that feel? Like it's doing a job? Good. Do the other leg a couple, just for curiosity's sake. Let's see what that looks like. Getting that knee almost all the way straight, can you tell? Good. And then feel the difference. Xavier, if you come sit next to me here and just kind of go into normal teenage slouch posture and then try to straighten. See, I have a lot more wiggle room, but then go ahead and bend when we put you up, right? I'm going to block you here. Now go ahead and straighten. Less, right? So that's the point when you're stretching. We don't just want to take the muscle and pull it from one end and slacken it from the other. We want to anchor this side, okay? So that's going to be your more active stretch, all right? Other stretch you can do, you have tons of ways to stretch that muscle. You can sit on the floor, do it like this. You can go ahead and lay on your back. I'm going to grab a stretch strap real quick. You can lay down until you're
Lay on your back.
You can take yoga strap, stretch strap, towel, kind of anything you want. Put it around, and then simple as this. Go ahead and hold on. I'll let you do the work. Knees stay straight, okay? And just pull it up and get that stretch. Knees gonna want to bend. This is for more of kind of the longer hold stretch, all right? But if it's easier for you to lay on the floor and do that toe touch reach, I'm okay with that too. I basically just want to stretch that muscle out, okay? So 2 different ways. I want you incorporating both, okay? Go ahead and lower. Any questions with the stretching portion of the program?
No.
Okay. That one I like is kind of a longer hold, but not as intense. So it's something you should be able to hold at least 30 seconds and do probably 4 of them, okay? The other one is that quick on-off where you can go into a little bit more of an intense stretch, but not painful, okay? Especially not painful right on the sit bone. Sound fair? All right, next exercise, we're gonna give you a strengthening one for more of the glutes. Do you have a spot in your house where you can lay flat against the wall?
Yeah,
Okay.
we actually have a weight room in the house, so. You know,
Perfect. So let's come over to this little mat over here. Chris, do you mind if you use the wall? I like this one against the wall, Xavier, because it forces our body to not cheat by setting you up in a stable position. So what you'll do is you'll lay both butt cheeks, both shoulders flat against the wall. Heel's gonna come up, toes rotate out slightly. The key is you gotta feel it through buttocks, not through your hamstring, okay? Go ahead and give it a try. There's a little crack there, but I promise you can't slip through it. Alright, let's see it. So heel stays against the wall because you are so strong through this muscle and this muscle that you're going to want to come forward, but then we're strengthening an already strong muscle. It's not going to do us any good. So the knees stay straight and then rotate the toes out just ever so slightly. Do you feel that through here? Good. Is it easy, medium, or hard? Not hard? Do you think we could add a resistance band and you'd be able to still have good form? Okay, go ahead and lower. I'm gonna grab a little band, but the key is if we add the band and you start feel like you're working too hard through there, we're not ready for the band, okay? This one, more is not better. Isolated, specific activation is better, okay? Let me grab that band.
The thing about this, Xavier, is just doing it. Because like when you have an opportunity when you're not on the field, being the trainer doing these type of things.
But if I also know that I can be done early, I can bust it.
Alright. No allergies latex, right?
No. And we have a bunch of bands now, but I don't know the levels of them. We have a bunch of levels of bands. But
Giving them to you so I know which ones.
Oh, okay, okay.
This is your Sakib, so you get to keep
Oh,
it.
okay, okay.
It just kind of lets me know, because sometimes the bands are different.
Yeah,
different
yeah,
colors
yeah.
and different
Yeah,
things.
exactly.
This just keeps it standardized for us.
Got it.
Alright, same exercise. Heel against the wall, slide that top leg up, and then kind of rotate outward just a touch, coming all the way from the hip. Yeah. Feel it? It's hard, isn't it? Burning? Mainly through here though. Are you feeling it working through there? Perfect. So you hold this as long as that leg lets you. If you start feeling it through here, lower, because then we're practicing a bad habit, okay? Great. I like the shaking. You might be sore through that, but that's a good thing. Kind of like after a weightlifting sore. Good. And relax. I'm gonna have you do 4 on each side, holding as long as that leg lets you. By the time you come back and see me again, I want you to be close to a minute, as long as you're feeling it through the glute the whole time, okay? Sound fair? Alright, let's do one more. Let's get you up on hands and knees. Just like this. Keep the band around the knees. And what you're gonna do is have your knees are about hips width apart. And then it's kind of like this little fire hydrant dog pose. You're gonna rotate the knee outward and then lift it up, okay? Let me help cue you. Let's do this side first, just since I coach. So rotate out and then up. Try to not shift the body while you hold that leg up, okay? Ready? outward, up, hold it. Woo! You're working. Mainly through here though? Are you feeling your hamstrings kicking in? Beautiful. Good. Same thing, I like the holds for this. It gets a better brain to muscle connection than repetitions, alright? And relax. What felt like it was working the hardest? What area? The leg you were lifting? Okay, go ahead and switch into the other side. That little bit of rotate outward and then lift up. Beautiful. Try to keep yourself from shifting as much as you can. Stay over center. I expect you to feel it both these areas, okay? How are we doing? Same thing, holding as long as it lets you. If hamstrings start to kick in too much, then that means exercise is over for right then, okay? Good. And relax. Alright. Are you exercised out? You have 4 right now. Is that too many or can we handle one more? Okay. And just with this, I know kind of the athlete mentality, more is better, keep going, push through pain. For this, we're trying to retrain something. So with any of these, I don't care if you come back in 60 seconds if your hamstring's doing all the work. I want you to come back at whatever amount of time you can hold it where it's all the glutes, okay? More is not better, good activation is better, okay? Does that make sense? Alright, so this last exercise is going to be kind of a modified squat. So we'll come, you can keep the band around your knees. We'll come in front of this table here. What you're going to do, Xavier, feet a little wider than hip width. I'd like you in front of a chair, a bench, something for this. It encourages you to reach backwards. The squat where we reach backwards is a lot more glute dominant, and that's what we're focusing on for you, okay? So reach that bum backwards and just hover over the table. The key is with this, I want knees over where your laces are. So, back up. Put this foot 1 inch in. And then, what's happening? You're coming here, and then you end up shifting really far forward. That's too quad, and the glutes just kind of don't have to work as much. So really reach bum backwards. Try to keep knees over the laces. Okay? Good. Spread those knees apart.
Oh, excuse me.
Keep them out. Very good. You feel that through here? Can you try to round your back into my hand a little bit? It's too arched. Kind of tilt. There we go. Come up with the trunk just a touch. Back into my hands. Round into my fingers. Hard, isn't it? Where are you feeling this? Good. Go ahead and stand up. That looked good. Things we're focusing on when you get tired, tendency is going to be to lean forward and to arch more or totally collapse. We want this nice neutral spine, and we want knees right over the laces. Kind of this like ready stance, okay? We don't want knees collapsing inwards, so keep that out against the band, okay? Make sense? Show me one more. Good correction. Love it. Give me a little bit more outward. There. And you should feel your glutes engaged that much more when you're pushing out against the band. Do you feel that? Solid. I like this one if you're able to in front of a mirror, so that way Xavier can see if he's shifting, see if he's collapsing.
Okay.
It just kind of helps your brain like see what your body's actually doing.
Yeah, we have mirrors like this.
Perfect. Good, and back up. How we doing? That enough for today? I think that's enough. I don't want to give you any more because I'm being very specific on the form for them, so I don't want to overwhelm. Good. Let's we can head back over here. You can get shoes on. You can